Welcome back to the channel Mark v. the World. My name is obviously Mark. You might be asking multiple questions. For one, where have I been? What's going on? Who am I with? A lot has changed since the last time I recorded. A lot has changed just in my personal life. It goes to show time. You never know what's going to happen with time. You never know how fast things are going to change. Big news. Originally, when I was recording, I was in Florida, also known as the Swamp of America. A very beautiful state, we'll say very beautiful, but very warm, very hot, a lot of gators. It's very dangerous outside. And you know what? I thought it was fitting that I would be moving from the Swamp of America and move to the Armpit of America. We're in New Jersey, baby. We're in New Jersey. Look at this beautiful, open, wide. And you might be asking, not only why are you in New Jersey, but why are you in a park? And there are two things. For one, people see New Jersey as one of these places where it's bad. That's a lie. It's beautiful. It's the Garden State of America. It is the Garden State. Don't let my unshavenness convince you that I've been doing bad. I'm doing fantastic here. We are in a park though, so you're gonna hear people. You're gonna hear, things going on. You're gonna hear people who are annoying and driving by with, loud music. Those assholes who just drive with really loud music. That's what you're gonna hear. But welcome. I will say this before we move into the movie review of the year, the Odyssey. Thank goodness this movie came out. I'm going to be honest, it's recovered part of my hatred towards Christopher Nolan. I know, hot take of the century. People love Christopher Nolan. Everybody loves Christopher Nolan. I'll be honest, I was a little bit disenfranchised with Christopher Nolan. This last movie. Anyway, one thing I will say with this whole move, especially going to New Jersey, that it's never too late to have an adventure, to do a new chapter of your life. I moved into a place where I have no family, but I have my girlfriend. Moved upstate from just went up East Coast, to be honest. And it can be really scary, but life is short, and you shouldn't let... Oh, look at that. Look, the wind is trying to convince me that I'm correct. It's saying, here, have the ambiance. Have my wind in my hair. Oh, I'm starting to bald a little bit. Gotta start covering those spots up. Soon I'm going to be moving to, Turkey, where I get my hair transplant done. I just need to get the money first. That's why I'm doing this. Life is too short. Literally, it is a short life, but don't let, the scary moments, the unsurety of, you're going to shake around a little bit, just saying, because the wind's blowing on you. But just don't let life scare you from doing what you want to do, scare you from living your life, having new experiences. Try to do it as much as you can, even if you're older. It might be harder with children, but just do what you can. Life is too short to just let fear dictate what you're gonna do. Believe in yourself and just get on it. Anyway, on to the Odyssey review. What a amazing movie it was. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be frank. I'm gonna be a little frank with you. After the Oppenheimer, I know everybody was glazing down Christopher Nolan. And you could tell from the marketing of the Odyssey, because practically, I was confused, because when I was looking at the marketing, I thought for a second they were trying to market Odyssey. No, they were marketing Christopher Nolan. They were saying, this is the next big Christopher Nolan movie, and we get it. Christopher Nolan is great. He's amazing. He's an amazing director. You should go out to see any movie he makes, and the Odyssey proves it. Because I'll be honest with the Oppenheimer, it's a hot take. I'm not the biggest fan. Maybe I didn't have the best experience with the Odyssey or the Oppenheimer, because to be fair, I went in a theater. Oh, you're starting to jiggle a little bit. Let me fix you up. My apologies. We got you back and ready. But my biggest problem with Oppenheimer was that Oppenheimer, maybe it was the theater I was in, but the music was so loud. It busted my eardrums every fucking second. And one thing I noticed is when the music is loud is that Christopher Nolan, he's not a big fan of silent moments. Now, for me, I feel like silent moments make movies better. It gives very, very much weight to the scene, right? So if everything has music to it, it feels like it's kind of like a trailer editing, where it's just everything kind of meshes with the next scene. It does improve the flowing, but it sacrifices the weight that it gives certain moments. So, you know what, that was my biggest issue with the old Christopher Nolan, or with the Oppenheimer. I just felt like it was a great movie, great actors, obviously it had everybody, but it definitely was in my opinion, it just suffered from just being kind of like, here, let's not shut the fuck up for 3 hours. And don't get me wrong, Odyssey does do that, but it actually has some phenomenal scenes where it's incredible what Christopher Nolan was able to do. Bring a classic of a book, obviously the Odyssey, a bunch of collection of stories. Great movie. But you know what? I've thought about the way that I wanted to structure this movie review, and I want to start off before we kind of I have sections, so 4 sections, really, and then the last section is rating, 4 categories of ratings, and the last one being the actual rating itself. 1 being the story. What was the story compelling? Was it interesting? 2, what was the execution? Was it good? 3, how are the characters? Was that really good? And 4, the extra stuff, like the cinematography. How was that? The practical effects. The, oh my god, there's bugs everywhere. Of course, you're in a park. You're gonna have fucking a million bugs. Music, how was that? The score, everything. So I like to have a general look, but let's just go through the actual characters, who are the actors in it. I want to give credit. Oh, I got this new soda stream. My girlfriend got it for my birthday. I didn't fizz it enough. That was just regular water. I like to have, introduce the actual, people who made this happen, because I feel like it is a pretty good way to start. I think it also just gives, credit to where credit's due. And a lot of times you watch movies, you don't really pay attention to who's doing it. Now, I will say one thing. Christopher Nolan, he just went, hey guys, let's get every A-lister in this fucking movie. So there's a lot of people in this movie. I'm not going to be able to go through it all, but I'm going to go through a lot of the big ones. Obviously, the director, Christopher Nolan. He, phenomenal. Again, you would think that this movie was trying to, the trailers and the promotion, you would think it's trying to promote the Odyssey. No. It was promoting Christopher Nolan. That's how every one of the marketing was, especially with the IMAX. Oh my god, cicadas? It's not even fucking 5 o'clock out here. What's going on? Next one, obviously, we got Odysseus, Matt Damon. Surprising. Because I would not have thought, obviously with this being a Greek story, I thought they were going to do more Greek actors. They kind of didn't do that. They just said, let's get everybody in the fucking wheel, every color of the wheel. And I don't mind that. I feel like that they did good. Matt Damon, great job. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! Bugs scare the shit out of me. Oh my god, what the fuck was that? That right there, probably the scariest moment of my fucking life. A giant bug like that fucking nailed me on the neck. I fucking slapped it, pushed it off me. Motherfucker looked at me. Oh, that was scary. Yo, there's people on the side. They're looking dead ass at me. They saw that fucking happen. Oh my god, they have no idea. I just fucking, oh my god. What the fuck, man? Oh, I feel like I got fucking infected. What was that? That was a moth. That was a big fucking red moth. Oh my fuck me. Okay, after watching back the clip and making sure that, that the actual audio went through, I can't believe that happened. That actually was terrifying. Okay, let's try to make most of what. I don't know, man. I don't fucking trust this place anymore. Fuck New Jersey, man. What the fuck was that? I don't trust. I feel like, I will say I stopped the camera for. Damn. No need for that. Anyway, I stopped the camera dead ass for a couple minutes. I thought to myself, should I move? Or is this tree a hot spot for fuckers like that? Like fucking assholes. Christopher Nolan. Okay, here we go. Christopher Nolan, he chose a lot of actors. Honestly, he chose, everybody. Like, I thought he was going to choose more Greek actors, somebody who could, like, look like they're from the area. That's really not his intention. But I will say, Matt Damon, great fucking job. I'm sorry, I'm now tracking buds. I don't trust this place. I'm literally looking around. My neck feels weird. I don't know if it bit me or if it just landed on me and touched me, but I'm scared. Anyway, I thought Matt Damon did a fantastic job as Odysseus. I really liked his performance. Usually, Matt Damon, you look at Matt Damon and he's Matt Damon. I saw him as Odysseus, and I feel like that's honestly sometimes the negativity of like being so well known is like no matter what character you are, you're still that actor. Everybody knows you as the actor, so it's kind of like it messes the believability. I never felt like that with this movie. I thought it was fantastic. It was fantastic. Then let's say I'm going to go through the other big hitters. Then we got Anne Hathaway, obviously, as Penelope. I'm going to have to probably move. They're now playing music. And that's going to mess things up. Maybe life doesn't want me to record this video because it just gave me problems after problems. But, like for example, the music. And then after that, getting attacked by a bug. And now a fucking annoying ass dog. But we did have to change positions. We're going to make do. When life gives you lemons, all you need is a tree branch and a mic to really record a video. Does that make any sense? No, it fucking does not. But we're going to continue moving forward. They're going to be a little bit more nosebleed angle. Like, I know what the fuck that means. Again, we're making do what we can do. The tripod died, whatever. Who cares? We're gonna just, you're on a branch right now. You're looking towards the sky. Look, you're looking towards that. And my fucking nose. You could tell I haven't shaved in a couple days. It's all right. We did move just because the music was getting a little loud. We do have a soccer game going on beside me. Not really entertaining. We really got no Messies over there. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It's actually really nice over here. I'm not gonna lie, I am enjoying the nice scenic view. I think the last thing I said was like about Matt Damon. Matt Damon, really good pick. I liked it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought he did a good job as Odysseus. Moving on, we have Anne Hathaway as Penelope. Penelope, she did a pretty good job. Honestly, I will say that I'm not too entranced by her performance here, but she definitely did a good job. Tom Holland, pretty good. I like Tom Holland as Telemachus. One thing I will say, we're going to get into it. I was just about to jump ahead. Let's do some other big names that were in there. Zendaya. All right, like Zendaya, don't get me wrong. One thing I will say about this movie that I feel like wasn't so obvious before was in the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan really just got a ton of big name actors, ton of, A talent or A tier actors, but they weren't needed. They really weren't needed. It was just like, let's get everybody into this goddamn movie. But honestly, it actually kind of weakened the movie. I will say, like, and you could kind of tell just the beginning part of the story, like the beginning scene is Travis Scott. Why the fuck is Travis Scott in this fucking movie? There's no sense to it. It did not need to be in the movie. He did not need to be in the movie at all. It's actually a little bit ridiculous. Here's another one, really good. I think Robert Pattinson did a pretty good job. John Bernthal, he was only there for a little bit for, when Telemachus left. By the way, this is going to be a spoiler review, because in the end of the day, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Come back and watch this video. Go watch it, come back and watch this video. And if you want to continue watching it, even though I told you to go watch it just right now, and you want to continue watching this video, can't hurt. Maybe this gives you a reason to actually go out to see the Odyssey. And if that's the case, I'm very happy for that. Mia Goth, she's become very popular with the X series, Pearl, the new movie that came out, I forgot what it's called already. She's pretty good. I mean, not really. It could have been anybody. Some other names like I'm so sorry. He's a comedian. John Leguizamo. did not need to be in the movie. I thought there were much better actors that it could have been put in, but they decided, they again, big names in Christopher Nolan movie. And let's be honest, if you're an actor and Christopher Nolan asks you to be in a movie, the only right answer is yes. Yes, I will be in the fucking movie. There's one of my favorite, Himesh Patel. Oh, sorry, I love that guy. He did a great job in the movie, but I am sorry that I cannot pronounce that name. Yeah, that's a lot of the big ones. I'm not gonna really go too big into like the actual names, because there's just a million people in this fucking movie. So now we can actually get into the quality, how the execution was. So let's go first into the story. Obviously, the Odyssey is a story that's been around for a long time. And there's been multiple depictions of the Odyssey, of course, because it is a big story. Hollywood wants to put it in. But now we're getting the Christopher Nolan take on it. And I will say this, hands out of doubt, I came into this movie not giving Christopher Nolan any faith. I was like, all right, it's going to be another Christopher Nolan movie. I've seen it once, I've seen it twice. I know what it's going to be. I'm sorry. Let me just public announcement, my fault, my bad. I'm a fucking idiot. Call me dumb, because that was my bad. My bad. Christopher Nolan, you're fantastic. You're amazing. I love you. I want to be in your movie. One thing I will say, the book, it really does feel like he took exactly what was in the book and he translated it into the actual movie. I will say, first and foremost, that is just being able to get that down is probably the most important thing, because you're gonna get the people reading the book who wants to see the movie, but on it who wants to see the movie and see how accurate it is. And I will say that coming out of this movie, I wanted to read the book. Not going to do that, but I wanted to. At that moment, I wanted to. With that being said, I think it was an incredible movie. I feel like, obviously, the story, it's working upon a story. It did make, Christopher Nolan did make creative choices to change some aspects, like specifically the Cyclops scene. That's the scene that I feel like I remember the most. The whole point is that he changed things, but I actually really liked that he was very true to the story. It did not feel like it was like anything was bad. Or badly translated. The movie still maintains the integrity it had in the book, and again, he just brought it to life. I feel like the actual Odyssey part, when they were going into the Odyssey, and telling the tale of him returning, every part was done masterfully. I don't have no comments at all. Fantastic moment. I don't feel like there was any points that dragged. In fact, I think it's the scenes that we get away from the Odyssey that drag. That being Telemachus story, or the story that Tom Holland was playing with Penelope. Truthfully, I feel like that was the part that faltered the most. It was still decent, but it was wow, it's I just bring me back to fucking Matt Damon. I don't give a fuck if he's just looking out in the sea looking sad. I just want to see Matt Damon. I truly feel like that part of making Telemachus, I think I'm saying that right, be so weak. Honestly, I feel like the only reason why he is king is because of his dad. And I feel like they should have done more showing that he's trying to follow God's law, Zeus's law, and he's trying to continue this culture that's being lost by these savages, or people who just don't believe in that, and it's falling going against morale, I guess the moral compass of the movie, and showing how we still need to stick with Zeus's law and going by the way of the gods. I feel like that's cool, but then we also need to see why Telemachus is also worthy of leading a whole group. Besides that, you're telling me there's nobody else that's strong who wants to support that, who's also able to lead? I just feel like we really didn't get that from Tom Holland's performance. I really just don't think it was that entertaining. Now I'm kind of diving in. So first start, it's going through. I'm forgetting. It starts off with Odysseus on the fucking sandy beach. He's with a goddess who's trying to stay them, the lotus flower. where he's eating a lotus flower. He's kind of forgotten where he's come from. He's become docile. The lotus flower is like, it makes you forget. You can't remember, but you want to stay where you're at, right? It kind of makes you content. It starts off with that, then it starts going with him remembering what was going on, right? So we learn throughout the movie, we learn about the Trojan War, we learn about that 10-year war, we learned about how people were selected into going into the 10-year war, how they ended up winning against is it Athens? How they end up winning, Troy, the city of Troy, how they end up winning against the city of Troy. All fantastically shown, all fantastically done. They do show these flashbacks either through people talking about Odysseus. So, later on in the movie, when John Bernthal's in the movie, he starts talking about Telemachus, because Telemachus was sent out to go find out what happened to his dad, in hopes of finding his dad and bringing him back so that Penelope doesn't have to give up the throne or marry somebody who would then become the next king. I'm sorry, I went through a lot of dialogue right there. Essentially what I'm saying is that the way that they depict it, they showed the Odyssey, and they showed that story, and they also showed what happened with the Trojan War. I feel like they did an incredible job. I feel Christopher Nolan had really showed a lot of parts of the story without making it too much clutter. I mean, obviously the Odyssey is a huge book. It's a huge tale of poems that are strung together, very complicated. And my biggest worry coming into the movie was that, it's going to be so much that nothing makes actual sense. There's no problem with that here. He showed us a lot in such a little amount of time, while also balancing the fact that we're also seeing what's going on with Telemachus and him traveling and him going. Honestly, they could have even shortened that a little bit longer. I'm gonna getting to the end of when the Odysseus finally gets back. I will say that battle scene, it showed me two things. It goes on to my biggest problem with Telemachus, him being weak. Bro, Odysseus is fighting 20 guys, 20 suitors, like a ton of people. Telemachus can't even fight one little beggar. Do you think anybody wants to hear that music? Nobody wants to hear that shit. Moving in from the story, and now we can talk about the execution. Again, the execution goes in with a lot of things. It goes in with the actual, the movie. It goes in with the actual how the movie was shot, like the cinematography, the score. Are they constantly playing music throughout everything? By the way, they're not. And I think that goes to show that Christopher Nolan knows how to shut the fuck up the music, turn it to zero so that the scene makes more sense. Biggest scene being the Cyclops scene where people are being eaten, and he shuts that shit down to zero to make more tension in the scene. Thank you, Christopher Nolan, for understanding basic directing. I know he's a great director. I'm giving him too much crap because he did a great job. Again, the execution was done so well. I feel like he really translated the story into the movie very well. And to hear how much work was put in practical effects, like the fact that the scene where all of Odysseus's men, when they're returning home, are being turned into animals, and that scene of the witch, I just poked my own fucking eye. Oh. To see fucking A, dude. To see that scene was like that was practical effects. That was like a machine, animatronic that was put. That is incredible. Again, there was so much thought put into this movie. There was so much care put into it. I love to see that Christopher Nolan did not, he didn't really use CGI. He used CGI as a supplement or a supporting system, not the system. And I think that's what a lot of movies are failing to do nowadays, is that they shortcut using money for practical effects into CGI. It really should be what it is. It should be a mix of both. It should have practical effects for the small things and then CGI to make up the rest. Real quick tangent. People who play their music out loud in the fucking park where everybody else can hear it, fucking losers. Close your windows. Nobody wants to fucking hear your music. And if you're gonna open up your window, can you do us all a favor and play some good music? Jesus Christ, I'm listening to trash out here. As somebody starts playing right beside me. Okay. Anyway, execution, I just done really well. That goes with the score. We can also touch upon the score. and how the actual, like, the score, the cinematography. I will say that, again, the practical effects done great. Cinematography, I don't know who the cinematographer was, but fantastic work. The scenes were beautiful. I'm gonna be honest, IMAX, I didn't watch it on an IMAX screen. I watched it on a little bit bigger screen because I went to AMC. AMC is the GOAT, by the way. You can get free refills for your fucking drinks instead of having to buy a drink every single time you want to get a drink, Especially with me, I get myself an icy, I get myself a popcorn, I get myself my M&Ms, and I treat myself. I treat myself when I go to the movies, okay? Because if I'm going to go to the movies, why wouldn't I treat myself? I had a great time at that movie theaters, even though not watching an IMAX movie in the IMAX movie theater. I think that overall, it was still a really good experience. Yo, it's the same fucking car, dude. It's just a different fucking color. Get your ugly ass slingshot out of this fucking park. Yo, I swear, the music, it makes me a fucking hater. A fucking hater. I get it. They're good for them. Flex that money. Fuck you. Fuck you. Anyway, so see, it throws me off. I have no idea what I was talking about, and now I'm fucked. So I did have a great time, watching it, not even on an IMAX screen, but I will say this whole, separation, I do think that as much as I understand IMAX is trying to promote itself, I will be the person to say the fact that they couldn't have filmed on both an IMAX and a digital version kind of is a little bit frustrating. And I feel like there's no reason to create the separation of the two. You have other movies that aren't made. Like, for example, there was another movie that just came out. Steven Spielberg filmed on IMAX, but also had a digital version made as well so that everybody can experience the movie. Instead, they just use this as a big ploy to promote IMAX, when in reality, the digital version is also really good. I went a little bit bigger of the screen, so I actually got to see kind of like the IMAX, just not like as big, but still had a great time watching it. I don't like this, kind of elitism that they're creating with movie theaters. Let movie theaters be for movie goers, okay? Let's stop making movie theaters more expensive. Let's make it back to how it was in the past, because movies are amazing. Let's promote movies by making it better for movie theater goers. Let's promote them. Little gripe, but I will say, again, when it comes to the cinematography, when it comes to the quality of the actual scenes, when it comes to the music, everything was done really well. I don't know, they were playing that a little bit too much in the movie, but I can forgive it. Honestly, I kind of naturally flowed throughout this movie. I haven't really touched upon a lot of the characters, but honestly, I kind of liked how I discussed everything. So I'm gonna keep it simple. We're gonna be able to wrap this movie review up. I would say, if you haven't watched it yet, they just extended it in the movie theaters. Go out and see it. It is worth a watch. Be wary that it is 3 hours. I walked out of the movie theater. I was having a great time. I said, wow, that was a great movie. I loved it. And then I looked at these teenagers that just came out of the same movie, and they were like, man, I did not expect it to be a 3-hour movie. Dude, it's a fucking Christopher Nolan movie. They're all 3 hour long. And it's the Odyssey. It's the Odyssey. Out of all the movies that should be 3 hours, the Odyssey is the one that should be 3 hours. I will say, just be wary that you're going to be there for a while. Just know, don't eat all the popcorn. I don't know about you, but when I eat all the popcorn, I get bubble guts. Don't do that. Sit your ass down. Get yourself a nice popcorn, but not all of it. Don't eat all of it. And just have a good time. I would recommend you go out as soon as you can. Make sure to catch it in theaters, because this is one of the movies that, if you don't watch it in theaters, you're kind of missing out. This is one of the movies that you kind of want to watch in movie theaters. It's just a great time. It makes the experience better. Again, it's pretty loud, so have your earbuds ready. But I'd recommend you watch it as soon as you can. Now, with all that, we're going to get into the actual movie rating. That being, when I originally watched this, I have a Letterboxd. If you haven't followed me on Letterboxd, it's Mark Fluffington. Subscribe. Go add me on Letterboxd. Add me on Letterboxd. It's I put all my movie reviews there. Kind of log what I watch. I try to watch 100 movies a year. We'll see how I do this year. I'm at 60. Okay, when I put a rating on already. I will say, this movie, again, we do up to 5 stars, right? 3 being middle, or no, 2.5 being average. Through up above 2.5, you're getting better. Below 2.5, you're getting worse. This movie, 4 stars. Maybe 4.5 stars if you're a little bit tipsy and you had a lot of fun. 4-star movie, banger, fantastic, amazing. Go out and watch it. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a great time. And thank you, you know, if you stuck around to this end of the movie, thank you for watching. I'm gonna be recording my Spider-Man, you know, brand new day review. I did watch that. Not only did I watch it, I watched it in New York City, in Times Square. So I had a very special time. I can go into the fact that I went to fucking up 5 escalators to go to my goddamn theater. But I just will say I'm very privileged to that end, and I'm hoping to record that video very soon. I'm not gonna do it now because now my tripod fucking died. With that being said, I'm gonna try to get that out as soon as possible. Obviously, I have to edit this video and get this done and get this out. Again, if you like this video, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. I love spending time with you guys. You know, again, if you liked it, please like, share, subscribe. Anything really helps. And if you disagree, or if you had more more to say, leave a comment down below. I'll try to get back to you guys. And again, you know, love you guys. Okay, we decided to move. That's the worst thing that could have happened. Oh my goodness. Okay. My fucking tripod stand ran out of battery. Fuck.